Welcome to Sisanga Family Business. The Maize Talk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Emirembe jibeere nammwe abatulaba n'abatuwulira. Leero tugenda kwogera ku kye tugenda okuyita valued costs oba costs ze tulina mu kulima kasooli. Costs zo ze tulina mu kulima kasooli ze ziriwa? Tugenda zaawulamu emirundi ebiri. Valued costs ze tugenda okwogerako oba no katwogere ku fixed costs. Fixed costs ze ziriwa? Tugenda zaawulamu bibiri, fixed costs ne varied costs. Naye katugenda kwogera ku fixed costs. Fixed costs ze ziriwa? Kikyentegeeza mu fixed costs? Zeezo ebyo by'ospendingako ssente nga tebikyuka. Okukyuka ntegeeza ki? Kankugereze wano ti amasannyalaze n'emmotoka egenda ku nnimiro nga bw'olaba nti ova e Kampala n'ogenda e Nakasongola. Amafuta g'oteekamu gakyuka emiwendo. Amafuta g'oteeka mu mmotoka eyo gakyuka emiwendo. Kati ekyo tetusobola giyita fixed costs. Kati tetugamba amasannyalaze gakyuka emiwendo. Olina okufa osobola okukozesa mutwalo gumu, olina okozesa ebiri, gyolina okozesa 10, olina okozesa 5. Ago gakyuka, ezo costs zikyuka, ezo nazo tuzaawula. Tugenda kwogera leero kye tuyita fixed costs. Fixed costs ze ziriwa? Ze costs ezikyakyuka nga rent. Tugambe faamu ogipangisa oba olina ettaka ly'opangisa. Osasula ssente mmeka omwaka nti sizoni 2 olina oziwandiika. Kyo kyolaba ku namba 2 yafaawo n'oziwandiika nti omwaka nsasula $2 million oba $1 million. Omwaka gulimu sizoni. Eyo fixed cost. Netujja netugamba ki? Omusaala gw'abakozi. Tulina abakozi bameka? 10 oba 2 oba 3. Buli omu asasula ezo tezikyuka omwaka mulamba. Eba fixed cost ey'omwaka ogwo mulamba. Tulina abakozi omusaala salary ne tubeera tugambe neki ne land oba orentinga ettaka. Ne tugibala mu fixed cost. Olina obbiwandiika wansi. Olwo tugenda kwawula ssente ze tukozesa tusobole okulaba bye tukola oba bikola amagoba, bifulootinga oba tukola loosi. Engeri bw'aba following episodes zaffe ebaddeko. Tufollow ku TikTok ne ku YouTube walabye twayogedde ku loss, tuyogedde ku price, tuyogedde ku profit. Twagala kulaba okifuna otya n'otegeera amangu ffe abasinga abalimi tetukola bino ate nga tulina bikola okumanya ki kye tuliko. Tulekere awo okutambula nga tuli bazibe nga tetumanyi gye tulaga nga ne tutambula. Tuba tujja koona nnyo. Lekera awo okugenda ku nnyanja okusaabala nga tolina mulama wa woogenda. Nti ngenda Kasenyi, ngenda eno. Ojja bulira ku nnyanja. Naye nga kwoli, ng'oweeraba kwoli, tujja kulaba nti oli mulimi naye nga tulina tutulaga. Ofuna amagoba, okola loosi oba tofuna, ofulootinga bufulootinzi. Okyawula otya? Oyinza okuba oli mu bulimi emyaka 10 naye nga tofuna. Nga buli kaseera okiipinga weewola. Ozzaamu nsigo ze zimu ozooza. Omenyekera ki? Obulimi wayingira bwa fashion, tobumodolingamu bwa business. Initially ki kye walonda ng'ojja mu bulimi? Walonda ki? Nti nalonda kasooli, najja mu mbuzi, najja ne mu nkoko nga ffe abasesanga mixed farm. Gwe walonda ki ng'ojja mu bulimi? Ekyo kye walonda sooka olabe oteekamu ssente mmeka buli mwezi oba buli mwaka. Buno tuli ku bulimi buno nabagamba ku Sesanga Mix Farm, Sesanga Family Business. Njogera n'abannannyini ba-entrepreneur abo abagenda okusuubira abalowooza n'abaagala okujja mu bulimi. Beera zino zisasula nti mwezi, mwaka, renti, leba, twongerako ki fixed assets endala gy'olina. Tunuulira ku by'olina ku faamu yo ne by'ospendingako ssente. Kiki ekyo ky'ospendingako ssente? Abakozi tubalina emmere gye balya, food eyinza okgenda mu value cost eri mu ziri eziflatinga ezivaaringa, varying costs ezidda waggulu n'ezidda, varying costs ezidda waggulu n'ezidda. Eyinza okgenda kuba emmere erinnya buli kaseera. Kati akawunga kaako kati kiro eri ku 2,000, 2,000 eza Uganda kiro. Olwo tetunaba kulonda, bwe tunaava mu kulonda climate change ekyuse nga bwe abadde batuwuliriza mu episodes eri. What are we going to do? Do we have food to feed our people? Have we stored enough as farmers? As I always talk about it, we, the feeders of the nation. With the feeders, a mother without food cannot give birth, nor can she survive. We have been talking about this. I've been saying about this. As farmers, we risk takers, and we the most prayerful people, we the patient, most patient beyond 100 people, because we risk it and be patient and we pray. Now, the food for this service we're planning for next year. This is how climate change is affecting us. Those ones who watched my other episode about climate change in the maize stock and in the goat stock. Follow us and get to know. With that put in mind, how much food do we have for our Ugandan citizens? Have we stored enough? What do we have? What are we going to feed our kids in the school? Because the prices of the food keep on fluctuating. Now, posho at 2,000. Look at a school, a kilo. How many kids eat a kilo of posho? And how many kids are in the school? How many kids are in the school? Do you think, with your accounting, not imagining, think deep down in your heart, down into you, is there an headmaster, head of the school, can cope up this? They're going to give them substandard portion, substandard beans, leading to ulcers. How are we going to improve this? Let us find out what we put in so that what we know how much to sell. What bargaining power do we have as farmers? How can we bargain? How can we negotiate with these brokers, the good brokers who come to buy our food in wholesale, who come to our farms? How can we negotiate with them? We should have that bargaining power, that bargaining force, that bargaining knowledge and wisdom when we have written down our fixed costs and our verified costs. Those costs which go up and down, you have to write them down. Know them. Then you can plan. If you go to our TikTok page and see profits in the maize stock or in the goat stock, how do you scale those profits after knowing how much you spend at your farm? How much do you spend? How much do you spend? All of us work in the dark, not knowing what we're doing. We're just floating, playing in the waters. We're like covered. I'm sleeping, I'm covered. I don't want to get cold when your legs are out. I'm hiding in a corner when your head is peeping out. You denying yourself. You're not even trying. You, the people who are going to come on the TV, on the shows and say, I tried farming, farming is not profitable. You didn't even try. In farming, there is no trying. We only go in the mud and mix ourselves in there. We get dirty, get dirty. Be patient. You're a risk taker. Don't call your farmer when you not have those three characters in you. Risk taker, patient, and a prayerful person. Don't come to farming. Let's go back to our fixed costs and fixed costs. What other fixed costs we have? We have said food. Food may go the other side. What else do you have at your farm? What do you have at your farm? Think, what do you have at your farm which you spend on, and those costs don't change. Emiwendo egyo tegikyuka ng'oziteekako ssente zo ozisasula nga batugambye abakozi, renti, bw'oba opangisa ettaka, ki ekirala ky'osipendingako ssente. Kati nze kambawe ku Sensanga Mixed Farm nze byensipendingako ssente bye bino nti internet from Savannah and Airtel eri fixed. Savannah nti 11 mu 10, Airtel nti oba 12, ezo ziri fixed. Nziwandiika tezikyuka, nagifuna collection ya mwaka kiri bwe kiti. Yetujja kyekira kyentandikirako nti iCloud payment yange ya cameras nti eriki nti eri oba $9 omwaka, eri fixed, tejja kyuka. Nina ki nti battery zange tukyusa battery empya eza sola ebitala by'okufaamu nti buli mwaka tugula battery meka tibwezite, ziri fixed. Eddagala lyenkozesa ku faamu ngula eddagala lya meka nti likyuka, abaana balwala olumu ne batalwala, eryo nenditeeka eri zino ezikyuka. You have to write down. You have to be hands-on, and don't lie your inner you. Don't lie yourself on what you love to do, unless you also lying yourself that you love farming when you don't love it, because you can never get money or blessing in something you don't love. You don't put your heart on. You have to have something you have to put your heart on so that you can love it and do it. Because with loving something and doing it when you love it is when you're gonna overcome the challenges in that business. Because there is no business without challenges. It's the same way it goes to marriage. It's always ups and downs. That's why the vows are in sickness and in health. In sickness and in health, it doesn't mean that when he's sick or no, even in the fights, even in the talks, even in the exchange of languages, everybody has to be tolerant to each other. With love, everything is adoptable. That's why they say love is blind. With love, you can still continue, but knowing how many losses are you incurring, how will you cope up with them? How are you floating, and how are you going to be floating, and how long are you going to be floating? If you're making profit, how long are you going to be making those profits, and how are you planning to scale those profits? How are you improving the challenges you're facing? How are you handling them? I don't call them disadvantages. I don't call them bad luck at Sensanga Mixed Farm or in the Sensanga family business. I call those challenges. If you can overcome those challenges, you can learn from us and overcome those challenges. With the years you have an experience in this business, that means you're ready to scale some profit in farming. Farming is for those who know what they do or willing to do more than what they are asked for. And as a boss, you gotta be an example. You gotta be an example so that others can see what you do and love what you do when you're hands-on, when you're doing Exactly. With learning and knowing your fixed costs, after writing all of them down, knowing them, then you can strategize, you can make plans on how to handle each situation at a time. That's how we do it at Sesanga Mix Farm. That's how we can manage to give you quality posho, quality chicken eggs, quality goat's meat. Our butchers are out, our Buchomo Sigiris are out, our Buchomo kiosks are out with the word Sesanga goat's meat. Come and eat quality, not quantity. Come and eat quality on a price which you won't believe that even a local poor peasant Ugandan can afford to eat goat's meat close to or equivalent to cow's meat. How is Sesanga Mix Farm gonna do it? We raise our animals from down and we are ready to give the poor, the needy, those who need, the NGOs, the orphanage centers, what we are willing to share with them, the little we will be producing every year. In giving, that's when you can get. We can only give unless we can use modern technology, finding out these fixed costs and then studying and doing research to improve the market and scale some profit to help our souls and also feed our citizens in our mother country, Uganda. Everybody can help.
Why do we really do it? Why do we write the fixed costs? We write these fixed costs not to lie ourselves, not to pretend, not to brag, but to exactly know what we're doing. Because we have kids who are gonna learn from us, and we have a responsibility to train them on how they should feed themselves and feed their nation. We have lawyers, we have judges, we have entrepreneurs, and we have farmers too. Everybody has a role. As you see the fingers all on the arm, we're not all equal, but each finger has a purpose. Let's all of us find a purpose so that we can scale and have a better livelihood and support each other, support local businesses, support Ugandans who are trying to make a change to bring quality instead of quantity, which is on the market. Bringing diseases to our kids, feeding them substandard foods, drugs which are on the market which are being sprayed on our crops. They need to be governed, monitored by our leaders, our governments. The people we put in this position should help us so that we can also help our souls feed Mother Uganda. Now, with the varied costs, with those costs which go up and down like food, you have also to write them down. What are those valid costs? What are those valid costs? Like water bills. The water use at the farm. This month may use the 2,000, the other month may use 10,000. That one is also put under the varied costs, those costs which go up and down. Electricity goes up and down. Health of the workers also goes up and down. Water at the farm goes up and down. Drugs used at the farm, treating animals and your workers, they also go up and down. They, after those going up and down, still monitor them for like 6 months, have a range of, this month I used 2,000 to 6,000. The other month I used 3,000 to 8,000. Did an amount which is relevant and equivalent to what is at your farm and what you have in your mind. Write it down. After writing those ones down, have a contagious fund too. I spoke about that in the other episodes. We talked about have a contagious fund too to cope up those challenges. After writing those, now you know how much you spend on your farm a month or a year. Look for that month. Source it out. Get a loan if it's accessible, but in Uganda it's hard to get it. Look for it. Save it slowly. Have it aside. Know that this month is covered. Then start your farm knowing you secure. Because there are challenges with workers reaching when you have failed to pay them or you are failing to pay your goats or spray your crops at the exact time. That one leads to taking what I say, taking L's. That's taking losses. But those losses, those are the negative losses I tell you. I always tell you as a son, I mixed farm. We have the positive losses and the negative losses. The losses which have a learning curve, which we can change. Those are losses we can cope up with. But the losses which we can know it, which are from our own mistakes, knowing them of our weaknesses, neglecting our duties, those are losses which we have to own, and owning them is being like we are getting to be irresponsible, yet we are also caretakers of our kids. All this we're working with, all this situating food for our kids for the future. That means we're denying them the right to take over because we are being ruthless on what we're doing. Now, after finding out all those, then clear yourself. Set your mind to start and grow maize with the dream you had, either for food, selling, any purpose you want that maize. But you gotta find out. Don't make yourself that I don't know, I didn't understand, I'm a primitive farmer, I didn't go to school. Employ someone who can help you write down the fixed cost, the valid costs, and know what you're doing. Please come and support by our push. Our manure is out on the market, our push is out. The number is below. Call the number. Book your maize, book your push. Quality is what we deal with, not quantity. Quality is what we deal with. Thank you for listening to Sound of Mixed Swamp, to Sound of Family Business. May God bless you. May God bless all this Sound of Aras. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.